everyone, welcome to 동그라미 Korean. In this lesson, we are going to learn to say I am somebody, somebody, somebody. And in order to do that, first we need to know how to conjugate a verb. In Korean, every verb has its infinitive form. And depending on the level of speech or tense, you use different suffixes. It's just like in English. For example, there's the verb have, and it conjugates to has, had, having, so on and so on by changing its suffix. So, with this in mind, let's learn how to conjugate the verb to be. The verb to be in Korean infinitive is 이다. Something something, 이다. Here, the suffix 다 is the suffix used for infinitives. This rule applies to all the verbs in Korean. So, in order to conjugate this, we will now change the 다 into other suffixes. In polite form, the verb 이다 changes to either 예요 or 예요. 예요 or 예요. Remember that the basic suffix for polite form is 요, right? If you can't remember, you should watch my other video on the level of speeches. I'll put the link here. And here, you can see the 다 from the infinitive 이다 is replaced with 요, 예요, and 예요. Okay, now try saying 예요 fast. 예요, 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 예요. Do you see the difference? The pronunciation is almost the same, but it's just a matter of breaking down the 예 into 이에. This happens in order to make easier the pronunciation of the whole phrase, depending on what comes in the previous syllable. When the previous syllable has a 받침, it's 이에요. If there's no 받침, then it's 예요. Again, if there is a 받침, it's 이에요. If there's no 받침, it's 예요. For example, let's say there are names Jenny and Carl. If you write that in Korean, it becomes 제니 and 칼. For Jenny, because 제니 does not end with a 받침, we would use 예요. So it becomes 저는 제니예요. 저는 제니예요. For Carl, 칼 ends with a 받침. So it becomes 저는 칼이에요. 저는 칼이에요. It sounds complicated, but don't worry. It's simple when you just see the pattern. So memorize it this way. If 받침 O for OX, there is extra syllable with the consonant 이응, which also looks like O. So O for an O. Still complicated? Let's try to get familiar with this by practicing with examples. We already looked at examples for Jenny and Carl. It's 저는 제니예요 and 저는 칼이에요. Then can you guess what it would be for Melissa, which becomes Melissa? Yes, so it's 저는 멜리사예요. Can you try guessing for Sean, which becomes 숀? Yes, it's 저는 숀이에요. 저는 숀이에요. Next, for Michael. Right, it's 저는 마이클이에요. 저는 마이클이에요. Next up is Amandine. Right, 저는 아만딘이에요. 저는 아만딘이에요. For Suji, 저는 수지예요. 저는 수지예요. Last up is Eddie. 저는 에디예요. 저는 에디예요. So for polite form, you use 예요 or 예요. For casual form, however, it becomes a little more different. With the same rule of 받침 applying, you would use either 이야 or 야. So you would say 이야 if there is 받침 in the previous syllable, and 야 if there is no 받침. 이야 and 야. It's better to look with the examples. Again with the names Jenny and Carl. For Jenny, it would be 나는 제니야. 나는 제니야. Again here, Jenny doesn't have 받침 in the last syllable, so you would just use 야. For Carl, however, it would become 나는 칼이야. 나는 칼이야. Because Carl has 받침, you would add extra 이응, so it becomes 칼이야. Think of it this way. Say that you would say 야 for Carl also. It will be 칼야, 칼야. It's a bit complicated, right? So to make it a bit smoother, we say 칼이야, 칼이야. Again, let's get familiar with this with more examples. Melissa. Yes, 나는 멜리사야. 나는 멜리사야. For Sean. Right, it's 나는 쇼니야. 나는 쇼니야. For Michael. 나는 마이클이야. 나는 마이클이야. For Amandine. 나는 아망딘이야. 나는 아망딘이야. For Suji. 나는 수지야. 나는 수지야. I just figured out while recording that I missed out the name Eddie for casual form. But I'm sure you already got the pattern. So now you know how to say I am somebody. Next time, let's learn how to say other pronouns. You, they, he, she, and we. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Bye!